As early as 1965 skater data, skateboarders have appeared in cinema. From lazy stoner stereotypes to time-travelling teens, skateboarders have emerged in an array of films. Whilst they are portrayed in varying ways, the key characteristics of skaters in cinema remain relatively consistent. The extent of each trait is dependent on each interpretation, but can often be seen as the basis for every skating character. These characteristics are as follows: allure, immorality, and comedy. There is something undoubtedly alluring about skaters in cinema. We want to be part of the group for some reason. Is it the talent, the attitude, or the look?
Yeah, you look crazy.
Regardless of what the appeal is, it is undeniably there. It is not only the audience who are attracted, but other characters within the world the film presents. Seemingly, skaters are so attractive that they can even accidentally seduce their own mothers.
It's an absolute dream.
Attraction can leach into the second characteristic, immorality. Some of these skaters are plagued by lust, which can harm those around them. In Lords of Dogtown, girls feel betrayed by Tony Alva's lady-killing ways.
Hey! You jerk!
Similarly, Jay Adams hurts his friend Stacy when he takes his girlfriend. In a more extreme example, in the film Kids, Telly aims to sleep with as many virgins as possible, with some of these girls being as young as 12 years old.
So that's your new girl, huh?
I hope so for now.
You like him kind of young, right?
I like them new, not like you.
He may be a teenager himself, but this is still strange, and is worsened by the fact that we learn that he is HIV positive, which makes his acts extremely harmful.
Jenny, you've tested positive for the HIV virus.
What?
The test isn't 100% accurate. You should...
I tested positive?
I'm sorry.
I only had sex with Telly. I just came to keep Ruby company.
Casper is presented as equally as negatively. Whilst Jenny is passed out, he takes advantage of her, and, as a result, also contracts the virus. Clearly, reckless sexuality is incredibly harmful, but these are not the only ways in which skaters are presented as negative influences. Skaters are presented as violent or break the law, and sometimes this can be seen in a positive way, as teenage rebellion. In other instances, this is seen as extremely harmful. Usually, this immorality is actually a good thing. However, in A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, a literal blood-sucking, child-taunting vampire is seen on a skateboard. And in a more comedic example, in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, skater Lucas Lee actively tries to kill Scott because he is so possessive over his ex-girlfriend.
Prepare to feel the wrath of the League of Evil Exes.
League of Evil Exes?
You really don't know about the League? The 7 evil exes coming to kill you, controlling the future of Ramona's love life?
No.
Oh, well, hey, listen, man, don't worry about it.
Really?
Yeah, let's go get a beer.
That's great.
Obviously, Lucas Lee is also extremely amusing, which leads us into our third characteristic, comedy.
Thought I told you guys no skateboarding in my district.
This isn't skateboarding, Sergeant. This is carrying skateboard. This is skateboarding.
The majority of skaters in cinema are quick-witted, hilarious, or hilariously foolish. Travis in Clueless clearly exemplifies this trait. His humour instantly wins us over as an audience.
So unexpected. I didn't even have a speech prepared. But I would like to say this. Tardiness is not something you can do all on your own. Many people contributed to my tardiness. I'd like to thank my parents for never giving me a ride to school, the LA City bus driver for taking a chance on an unknown kid, and last but not least, the wonderful crew at McDonald's for spending hours making those Egg McMuffins, without which I might never be tardy.
And he is adored by Ty, which leads us back to the sense of allure which these characters present.
I had no idea you were so motivated.
I did.
Electric Children presents a skater who is, at first glance, quite the stereotype. Clyde has the look and attitude of the typical skating stoner who immerses himself in alternative culture. Clyde certainly shows the characteristics previously identified. Yes, he is comedic in a relaxed and effortless way. He is also undoubtedly immoral. Rachel, raised by Mormons, even compares him to the devil.
Clyde is, perhaps the spawn of Satan.
The religious Rachel has an immaculate conception and is searching for a father for her child. At first, Clyde is quite cruel to her.
You know I don't like you, right? Neither does Johnny.
Why would you say that?
You're knocked up.
What?
You're pregnant. You're damaged goods.
Over time, however, his disbelief and insensitivity transforms into faith and support for Rachel.
The Son of God.
Yes.
His true sensitivity emerges in a particularly poignant scene where he offers to marry Rachel and be father to her child.
Why don't you just, marry me? As a backup, in case we don't find this guy.
But you're not the guy on the tape.
Well, and if we find him, you can leave me.
You would do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. We're married.
In this respect, Clyde becomes a figure like Joseph in the Bible. He becomes the father to a child who was conceived by God. Like Joseph, Clyde abstains from any sexual contact with Rachel, just as in the Bible. He took his wife, but knew her not until she had given birth to a son. The link between Clyde and Joseph is not accidental, as the film uses direct Bible quotes in reference to Clyde.
And behold, Mary was espoused to Joseph. But before they came together, she was found with child. Her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, put her away privately. While he thought on these things, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, fear not, for that which is conceived in her is of God.
Through the merging of religion and alternative skater culture, it could arguably be suggested that skater culture is as equally immersive, powerful, and transformative as religion is. Skating is a religion. To be a skater is to be connected to a higher power.
I know this baby is the Son of God, heaven-inspired. It's meant to tell the world God's will, and God has made sure every step of the way has led me to do His will. I think. Let's go back to the beginning.
I'm in the phone, if you wanna come for her. If you don't answer, I'll just ring it off the wall.
In summary, cinema portrays skaters as both incredibly simplified stereotypes or caricatures and as complex characters which present contradictory traits. Yet regardless of the differences, remain similar in many ways. They are symbolic of a rebellious youth culture which is often celebrated in these films. Skating is a way of life at an almost religious level. Whilst often presented as entirely masculine, we are more frequently seeing the rise of female skaters as the culture transforms. Overall, we want to join in with skaters. They have all the fun, and their flaws only add to either their appeal or their realism. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment. Thank you for watching.
be your